This interview was recorded in 2002, right after Joe Hahn of Linkin Park had finished up an appearance on the syndicated radio show Rockline, which I've already mentioned is my favorite rock show in history. Shout out Bob Coburn. Anyway, I caught up with Joe for just a quick interview, and in a few minutes we covered a lot. At the time, Linkin Park had just dropped Reanimation, which was like the remix project of their massive debut album, Hybrid Theory, and they were already in the early stages of what would become Meteora. So anyway, Joe talks creative process, life on the road, blah, blah, blah. Just kidding, how they were evolving as a band. And yeah, again, right before this massive global success. So roll tape, Joe Hahn, 2002, MBK.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how it is.
All right.
You want to hold it or I?
No order.
Nah, we'll make it easy for you. So give us from your perspective why you guys put out this record. We're putting out this record.
We just wanted to put something out cool for the fans, and we wanted to reinterpret everything we did on Hybrid Theory, the first album. So we came up with the concept of reinterpreting Hybrid Theory and pretty much making new songs out of everything. And we did that not only musically but visually, and we got to work with a lot of different artists that we really respect and are influential to us. You know, it was a good opportunity to bring all the worlds together of music and not make rock or not make hip hop, but just to make music.
No, it's interesting because like even in the interview you guys said, well, we thought we'd do a remix record. It can't be that hard. But when you start doing it and how you reinterpret the songs and you go back and play them again, it's a little bit harder than just let's remix a record.
Yeah, making this album turned out to be a bigger challenge than what we originally intended because we care about what we put out there. We wanted it to thematically flow, all the songs to flow with each other. So when you hear the album, you know everything goes into each other, and it's continuing the idea of like trying to make an album that sounds good from start to finish. And I think we achieved that. It was a challenge, but it's good for us to know that we can pull it off more than once.
Joe, what about when you work on a record like this and when you re-attack songs that you attacked initially and you work with other people? How does it affect the creative process when you're going to another record? Did you learn stuff about yourselves working differently or?
Yeah, for me, we did a lot of things on this album that we didn't necessarily do on the first album. Mainly a lot of the hip hop stuff because that's a big part of what we do. And for continuity's sake, on the first album with consistency, we decided on the sound that we want to put out there, went with that, and thanks, we're very blessed that it became successful, and this is kind of like the second chapter of Hybrid Theory, and it gives us closure to what we're trying to do originally with the album.
I mean, well, I'm so happy for you guys because I don't think you were in Vegas when we did it. We did a big event a few years ago in Vegas, and this is before you got. I mean, you guys were Linkin Park, but it was before the world kind of knew about you. It was when you were on your first tour, and you came and supported one of our events, and we were supporting you, and it's just nice to see what happened. It's been a few years now, because when you're going through it, it's kind of you don't really know. It's just your life.
Yeah.
Looking back on that initial explosion, what do you when you look back? What do you think about that?
Well, the way I put the success of the album in perspective is we started off, we made an album that we were really happy with. Then immediately after that, we got into an RV. Probably it was the band plus some crew people to help us out, and it was about 11 people in an RV that was meant for 5 or 6. And the first show we did, we traveled from Los Angeles to Florida in 2 days. It was pretty rough, but to look at those, I mean, back then it was a lot of fun. It was pretty rough, and we had to rough it out a lot. But now we have actual tour buses that we tour in, and things are nice, and it's kind of a show of like how much we've progressed, and it's nice to see those familiar faces that we saw from the start, and we're very thankful that our music's appreciated by people.
I was gonna say, I remember you guys were thankful. We gave you some rooms at a hotel just for you guys like to get off the bus.
Mhm.
So you get off the bus and like not sleep there or something.
Yeah.
I think it was for the crew too, and I think Warner Brothers was very happy. You guys were stoked.
Yeah.
What about what another thing that was also a little shocking to me is that we all watched your success blow up here, but you also kind of blew up overseas as well. What's been the response? Because I don't think a lot of people know that you've sold almost as many records outside of the country as you have been.
Yeah, I mean, we're just as successful outside the U.S. And it's interesting because being successful in other countries is a lot different than the U.S. just because the cultures are different and they respond to music in different ways. Um, Out here, the structure of things are a little bit different than the structure of things out there. Um, but it's great to see people responding in a similar way all around the
I
world.
was gonna say, is it different? Because you're a touring band.
Mm.
Is it different when you're playing overseas as opposed to playing in the States?
Yeah, I mean, there's like little things that are different in each area. Like in Germany, like they like to jump. Everyone likes to jump. So when you play, everyone's jumping. You go to South America and people spit on you and that's an endearing thing. Um, in the U.S., it's like you go to each city and it's like it's similar. Each city is a little different. Australia, we played in. The kids were jumping so much they broke the floor in the theater we were playing. Um, but I mean, people around the world and everyone has been really great to us.
That's a nice badge. They broke, like a badge of honor. Like, yeah, they broke the fucking.
Yeah.
They broke the floor.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, there you go. Without getting too much into it, obviously we all know you're working on a new record right now.
Yeah.
How are those sessions coming? What do you think
The new record is coming. It's slow but surely getting there. We're coming up with some cool stuff. Still got a lot of work to do, but we're trying to make it as impactful as the first album.
Well, people joke. I mean, you were even joking in the Rockline interview that the songs like you need a little pain to write some good songs or stuff like that. One thing they're going well. How it's an obvious question, but how does the success affect the creative process when you guys are together in a room?
I mean, we're definitely different people than we were years ago when we wrote the first album, but and we're older too, so if it's problems that we're talking about, there's new sets of problems that come with not just success, but with age and maturity, and and a lot of the same issues are still prevailing. We're not different people. We're the same. We're the same guys. We didn't turn into these snobby, pretentious rock stars. Like I think that the lyrics on the first album are very honest, and we're definitely gonna keep that honesty with the next album.
I remember I talked to Rob Swift when you guys did, and I think you and Mike did the track for "It's Going Down."
Yeah.
I mean, they said, because when I said, I go, how'd that collaboration come about? He goes, dude, they weren't even big back then. Like when we got friendly with them, or I think he said he was surprised that you knew who he was, or something to that effect.
Yeah. When we collaborated with Executioners, it was Rock Raider. He came to our show in Jersey, and we were just like hanging out, and he approached us to collaborate on their project, and me as a DJ, looking up to, his DMC World title and plus everything that Executioners have done in the DJ world. It's like we were down to do it, and it just turned into a great thing. We did the song together, we played the VMAs together, we went on tour together, and they actually submitted a track for our remix album. So it's definitely a relationship that grew, and it's we became friends, and we'll be doing some stuff in the future.
Awesome. I think she wants to switch you right now.
Boom. Quick but solid. Joe gave us a glimpse into Linkin Park's early grind, the making of Reanimation, and how the seeds of Meteora were already taking shape. So if you like this, hit subscribe and tell a friend to do the same. Right? More unfiltered, raw interviews from the vault are on the way. Press play.